They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On first down, Stafford here. This complete to Jones. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. And now the first NFL carry for the former Georgia star, Swift. And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. Second straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit.
Third down and 16.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. They run out of the gun with Swift. Big hold of the 30. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return, and the Bears take over. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A running play on first down will get 4 up to the 29.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Trubisky gives to Cohen. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And it's 3rd down.
Trubisky. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Chicago. Isaiah McKenzie, 72 yards. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it up.
And heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kyle Fuller. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. And this defense looking like they have come to play. The pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14. Lions, nothing. Eddie Pinheiro, the kickoff for Chicago.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their third possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo. Usually moving into more up-tempo type of offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
So you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. Big seam, and he might go all the way. And he will finally go out of bounds, but not before he takes it down to the 25. Stafford with a play fake to Swift, and he'll set to throw. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
41-yard line.
Behind the chain, second and 12. First carry now. This is Johnson. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Screen play, Johnson. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now. He'll boot it away from about his 35.
For the Lions.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. The throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Working with a 2nd and 3. Now Cohen. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Off the play fake. Here's Trubisky. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Lions, nothing.
Play action. Now Trubisky. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now it's Trubisky. That is caught by Cohen. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Play action. It's Trubisky. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And it's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And this will be...
It's funny, partner, you often hear how tough it is for a rookie receiver to adjust to the NFL. I think the same is true for tight ends. You're asking them to do a lot in the NFL game with the additional blocking that many of them didn't have to do in college. And T.J. Hockenson, he was a number 8 overall pick in 2019 and had a good rookie season with 32 catches. I expect that number to go way up as he gets more comfortable with the NFL game. A nice catch right there for a 1st down.
Yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
But the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. from the gun. Here's Stafford. Trying to lay one up deep. And this will be
Come on, pick that shit, bro.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Second and 10. Stafford going to give it to Swift. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
The coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs. They'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
The line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. They stay on the ground. This time it's Jones. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 yards there on the line, 1st down.
Well, there's zero doubt that the Detroit Lions love Kerryon Johnson's ability. But he's been dinged up a little bit in his first 2 years in the NFL, so they went out and used a day 2 pick this past year on DeAndre Swift, the rookie runner out of Georgia, hoping, I think, to pair them together and maybe send a message. But I think if Kerryon Johnson can stay on the field, he could be an awfully productive back in the NFL.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. 2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Caught by Jones. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
In addition to his really good hands, Marvin Jones makes big plays downfield. Ended up missing the last month of the 2019 season. Still had 62 catches for nearly 800 yards. And even more importantly, 9 touchdown catches included in that number. When Marvin Jones goes downfield for a pass, oftentimes he finds his way into the end zone.
Stafford going to lead with Swift on the draw. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 46. And the 13-year man puts it through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they do get to 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Brings up 2nd and
From the 29, Trubisky. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. Past the 20, 10, touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, 71 yards. And the Bears will add on to their lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
And it's 21-3.
Makes the score Bears 21, Lions 3.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this carries into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
Offense ready to kick off their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half. A first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Second and 7. Stafford. This is intercepted. Picked up by Michael Davis.
They'll take over first and 10 at the 13-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10. Quick pass out to Miller. That was signaling a timeout call. As it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Brings up second and 11 at the Lions' 14-yard line.
14-yard line, second and 11. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Incomplete. It's third down and the 11.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field.
31-yard attempt.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
A very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Raiders to kick off for Detroit.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Fielded near the back of the end zone. Room here to run. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game. For here's where the breaks are made, is the area of hidden yardage. How about that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2.
Down at the 33-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Again, it's Cohen. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Quickly into the hands of Robinson. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Mitchell Trubisky. And the Bears will extend their lead. Had the option to hand that one off or run it himself, but instead, a really easy, quick pass.
I like the way they made a decisive decision and get it right to the receiver. One move later, he's in the end zone.
And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Makes the score Bears 31, Lions 3.
Now after the touchdown, here's...
We really got to switch with play calling. I wonder how the Patriots are going to play.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no chance to get away.
I mean, the Colts.
Get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
The ball carrier.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And Jackson picks it. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Oh, it's a jet sweep. Here comes Miller. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
The kickoff for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 11 yards there for first down.
Happy for the Detroit Lions to get DeAndre Swift in the second round. Felt bad for the young man because I thought he was the best running back in the draft, and he lasted until the second round. What's happened for him? Running backs, I hate to use the word devalued, but people aren't going to take the big
Johnson owns ball 3 for Bulls Hill. This is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Following the fumble recovery, Stafford looking downfield for Jones.
What the fuck?
The 25. A big play there for Detroit. 49 yards. But look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. This thrown quickly out to Jones. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Throwing on second and 14. Stafford. James has got it. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. And Charles, a couple extra defensive backs in here on 3rd and 1.
Not expecting them to run it at all.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Stafford. The quick slant caught. And he's
What the fuck?
First before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Here's Swift. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Lions are in for 6.
The touchdown was scored by the runner, but the offensive line, they feel like it's theirs. They blocked that one up perfectly, allowed him easy access to the end zone.
Prater for the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at Ford Field. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys Buckeyes trail big here to begin quarter number.
Damn, I wish I could have got Denver. Nobody's going to take them.
Ready to go for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And it's third down.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
What the fuck was that?
Picked up near the 34. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Stafford. Looking downfield for Jones. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. On 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down. They're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And the catch.
Okay, Madden. Okay.
Before he's dropped. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
3-yard line.
Second and 11. Back to the running game with Swift. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. They're going to try the jet sweep on 3rd and long. And he'll be out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up the 1st and goal.
1st down and goal to go.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll run with Swift. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. DeAndre Swift making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. Well, he's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
And a fair catch signal for and taken successfully.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the 4th quarter. They'll start things on 1st with Torrey Cohen. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They try again with Cohen. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we
welcome you back. And no doubt what they're going to do is just salt to it in a couple of minutes and it's easy to win.
Toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I think it's okay that they didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On 1st down, they go right back to Cohen, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Trey Flowers there on the tackle. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run. This is Cohen. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They'll try to run forward with Cohen. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4.
5 yards.
this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Chicago, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head...
Earned a trophy. What is it? Head-to-head. Win a head-to-head game in online league. Oh, got it. Appreciate y'all watching, man. Hope you enjoyed the game.